Morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, I'm a little behind, but here's why. Mark, my awesome husband, let the baby play with my new iPhone. So my new iPhone is locked for 15 minutes, so I can't get into it. So I'm using my old phone. So anyway, I'm a little behind only because my iPhone is locked. Yeah, so you might hear the grandbaby in the background. So thanks for joining me today. Good morning. Hey, everybody. So today, when I posted, I said I was going to talk about traditional marketing versus social media marketing. For those of you just joining me, yes, thanks for waiting for me. Mark let the baby play with my iPhone, so it's locked. So I'm on my old phone. But anyway, so how is everyone? It is an awesome Friday. We've got the grandbaby. It's kind of raining here in Illinois, at least a little bit. So how is everyone? I'm Carrie Little. For those of you that don't know me, real estate agent here in Illinois, also the broker owner, designated managing broker, Caremark Realty Group, all that great stuff that I have to stay to be in compliance with license law. But I'm here for Coffee with Carrie. Yeah, I made it to work today. Mark is in the other room, Marvin, with the grandbaby. Hey, Mark, come pop your head in. Mark? Marvin wants you to come pop your head in. Good morning, good morning. He'll pop his head in. Maybe he'll bring the grandbaby over. Maybe he'll come chat with us. So, oh, there he is. Where's the baby? You just left him by himself?
I'm feeding him.
Oh, you're playing grandpa?
Yes. No, I'm not playing.
Can you please tell everyone today why I don't have my phone, my new phone with my new awesome camera?
Oh, because I allowed the grandbaby to play with it.
So it's
better your phone than mine.
Yeah. I don't understand that. Why would you let him play with my new phone? Because
we were both playing on the phone, so I used my phone to play with him to keep him entertained while he played with your phone. See? He said hi. So,
okay.
But you got a new bag?
No, that's Brian. That's the adult child. Yeah, so that's my life. Oh, he said don't come again without the grandbaby.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. So, good morning. Traditional marketing versus social media marketing. Now, I was going to print out my I have a course that I teach on this, but I thought I'd just chat with you, especially based on how the market is going. Now, some of you are hilarious. Mark, this is all the time. You should have heard him this morning. So, I don't know about your cities. For those of you that are real estate agents, is inventory low? Good morning, Rose. Is inventory low? Because in my market, have a good day, Marvin. So, in our market, inventory is low. And when I talk to the agents, so every other week we do coaching. And so, it's every week. We have coaching with Carrie, right? Today is Coffee with Carrie. So every other Monday at 1 o'clock, we have a coaching call with the agents. Every other week on Wednesday at 7:15 p.m., we have another coaching call for agents that are still working part-time jobs or kind of transitioning into full-time real estate. So whenever I talk to the agents, and I'll tell you, our agents are still selling. Even the new agents, I'm so thrilled that even the agents that just got licensed, they're actually working with buyers. A lot of them are working with tenants. So when we talk about the marketplace and inventory being low, and then we talk about traditional marketing and social media marketing. Now, some of you are watching and you might not be a real estate agent. Social media marketing really does work. Now, as of this year, March, the World Wide Web is 30 years old. So my oldest, who is 30, has always known the internet. He's always known it. I remember when he was 3 in the daycare center said, we're going to teach kids how to use the computers. It's $30 a month. Do you want to sign up? I'm like, yep. Because I was like, why not teach them the technology? So if anyone 30 years or younger if they've always known the internet, and anyone under the age of 18 is probably on Snapchat, even if you don't know it, they're probably using TikTok, they probably have photos on their phones that you can't find because they have the apps that you don't know are actually photo apps. Yeah, they're doing things you have no clue about. So this social world out here really does work. But when it comes to some of our industries, we need to go back to the basics. So when we think of traditional marketing, we think of television ads or commercials. We think of direct mail. Now we have something called Every Door Direct. Not new, but some of you might not know that the post office, if you drop off a few thousand postcards, they'll just take them to the zip code and the postal code that you want. A little more work than that. We have what is called door knocking. We have cold calling. We have doorknob bags. So when you think of traditional marketing, think of everything outside of the internet. And there's the dog. So think of everything outside of the internet or social media marketing when we think traditional. So because of COVID-19, a lot of people have decided they don't want to put their homes on the market. We have restaurants that are now deciding in Illinois, even with phase 4 opening today, because now you can sit inside, but you can't, I think you can only have 50% capacity. Owners have to restructure how to get business. So this is where, and my mailbox is, I actually go to the mailbox. I hate mail. I didn't want mail. So now I go to the mailbox to see what's in the mail. And I'm watching on purpose to see if real estate agents have gone back to the basics. And I think agents should go back to the basics, because if you go back to the basics, I guarantee you're going to get a lead. Now think of your marketplaces. If the average age of a real estate agent is 52 and female, not that the female part matters, but more real estate agents are female, and then the median age of a first-time home buyer is around 32, 33. And I just told you that everyone under the age of 30 always knows the internet, has always known the internet. You got to think about who you're reaching with traditional marketing. Now, it's eventually, and it might already be true, the millennials will surpass the baby boomers. But baby boomers are on social media, but not like we're on social media. And I am not a millennial, but I just happened to get into tech at a very young age by mistake. We'll talk about that another day. So if anyone under the age of 30 has always known the internet, and the median age is around 33 for a buyer, and think about your marketplaces. So if you're watching this and you're like, well, my industry isn't real estate, think about who your client is. So if your client is under the age of 30, they are going to find you from social media. They're going to find you from a blog. They're going to probably now find you from TikTok. If you go to my son's page on TikTok, my husband and I, Mark and I, are famous on TikTok. We had 1 million views on bad parent jokes. Yeah. I mean, I'd have to post what his account is. So social media does work, but if right now inventory is low, and we know, if you do the research, baby boomers are downsizing. Some of them are downsizing and moving outside of the state, but a lot of them are downsizing and moving to the same areas. They just don't want that big house because their kids are gone. We will be empty nesters pretty much in August, although the grandbaby is here, at least for the moment. So if what I'm saying is true, do you think you need to go back to some traditional marketing? I'm going to say yes. Because in the subdivision that I farm, you plant the seeds and you hope it grows and someone calls you, there are no listings right now. And this is the subdivision where I bought my first townhouse. In the subdivision I live in, we have one property that finally went under contract because they finally got it at the right price. It was listed like $80,000 too high. Now, I really did want it to sell at that price point. Don't get me wrong, because I live here. We only have a few properties for sale. If inventory is low, who is the audience living in that subdivision? So I live in way out in the suburbs in Illinois. So I'm about 45 minutes from downtown Chicago west. I could probably get to Iowa faster on a Monday. So do some of you think you need to go back to traditional marketing and integrate social media marketing? So I'm not saying you should stop doing social media. And some of you I want to have a conversation with because you're putting way too much on Instagram. Your posts have so much content that people are just swiping by. So we'll talk about that in a second. So I'm going to challenge all of you that are watching me today. And depending on what I'm doing tomorrow, I'm supposed to be teaching CE, but they might cancel the class because it's the summer and people aren't signing up for Saturday continuing ed. I might go live in either Real Estate Live or Smart Girl Media Live to show you how to do marketing to reach people with direct mail. Now, so when I say traditional marketing, direct mail, some of you, like me in 2001, I didn't have deep pockets. I had a second income, not my income. I was working a part-time job. So for me, I didn't have deep pockets to send 100 or 200 postcards a month. I know of an agent that sends 10,000 mailers every month, even to this day. And I'm like, just to add that up makes my stomach hurt. So if you're someone that's saying, Carrie, I just don't have the money to mail every single month, go to Uline. I mean, literally go to uline.com, ULINE.com, Uline. And when you go to Uline, I want you to look up doorknob bags. And when you look up doorknob bags, you can buy the big ones. I buy like the half of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So I buy doorknob bags, and we walk subdivisions. And I started doing that in 2001 pre-social media. Is that a thing? Like before Christ, before SM, before social media. So I walked my subdivision, and it took about 5 to 7 months for me to take over that subdivision. And I have had agents say, Carrie, I want to work these subdivisions, but there are other agents, and I'm just afraid. There's always a replacement agent, and there's always someone that's going to do it better than the people that are already marketing. And someone, believe it or not, they might like your marketing better. They might even like your photo. It's finally not too hot. So if you're someone that's like, you know what, I really need to jumpstart my business, take a second. Think about where you live. Think about the people that are living in your neighborhoods. Are they millennials? Or are they Gen Xers? Or are they baby boomers? Or even are they the silent generation? These are the people that are older than the baby boomers. They love to get stuff in the mail. And so if you go to your mailbox and no other real estate agent is, walking is exercise. So if no other real estate agent is marketing to the area, I think once a year there's one agent that markets to my subdivision, and her marketing piece is like huge. And I remember it because I see it, but no one else is marketing to the subdivision. So guess who gets to own the subdivision? Now we're new to this subdivision, so people have to get to know us. So that's my sister. So if you walking work, so I used to, back in 2001, 2, 3, and 4, I used to put the kids in the wagon, and I would, the bags that I bought at Uline. Now you can buy these same bags from Uline. Here, so it's ULINE.com. Figures Instagram doesn't want me to type. So ULINE.com. And by the way, you don't have to just use these bags for doorknobs. You could use these bags for giveaways. So uline.com. You can buy the same bags from Amazon. Now here in Illinois, we're not too far from Wisconsin. If you go across the border, Uline is across the street from Amazon. So what did I just say to you? Amazon buys the same doorknob bags from Uline. But if you have Prime, it might be cheaper. And maybe you don't need 1,000. I think it's like, they're like $25 for 1,000, plus you got to pay for shipping. But I guarantee you, especially if you're in Illinois, you'll get them tomorrow if you bought them. So again, I don't get paid to tell you that, but at least try that. So I would take, and this is when my kids used to help me. So I would literally, thank you, Brown & Brown Real Estate. So I would literally create a newsletter, and I really wish I was closer to my computer. So I would create a newsletter, and I would do a market update. I would write an article, not really, because you can go to houselogic.com/members if you're a real estate agent and someone already wrote the article for you, and the National Association of Realtors gives you the content. So you can write your own article. I use market stats or InfoSparks in our marketplace, and I give statistics, and I typically get a phone call when I would do my marketing. Now, I don't list anymore. I let my husband do it. I always try to get him to do the newsletter, but that doesn't seem to work. So we sent out a mailer last month, and I'll send another one out. We're gonna actually mail. I don't want to walk this. We should walk. We really should walk. So if you have kids, put the kids in the wagon. My kids used to help me stuff. That's when they used to help me work. They used to stuff the bags, and I used to get a hanger, just a regular hanger, and I would put all the doorknob bags on that hanger. because if you don't, they get really slippery. And I used to hold the hanger and I pull the kids in the wagon and we sold real estate. That's why I got into real estate, so I could have control over my time and I could be with my kids. And I sold it just enough to make a living, and it wasn't a killing yet, because I wanted to be able to take my kids to the swimming pool, and I wanted to be able to go to their sports events. I wanted to be able to go on vacation and work. So that's traditional. Now, when we talk about social media marketing, and I will I have to post something else. So in my bio, under my link tree, I will give you a content calendar that you can use to create your social media plan. So think about social media. Right now, I go live every Friday with intention to teach you something and to get more followers. So I'm doing two things. The other reason why I'm trying to build out my social media on Instagram is because I know that this is where the next generation is. I live on Facebook and Snapchat. Although the next generation is on Snapchat, I'm on Snapchat. Some of you know the story because Lauren, who is now 21, she told me some years ago that when Facebook wanted to buy Snapchat, that there was an age limit. And I was like, what? I'm going to be a 14-year-old right along with you. So, Kenya, I did a whole class on InfoSparks. Okay, I need to do another one. They don't have me scheduled to teach it, but we'll see. Let me see if I can ask. Let's see if they'll let me teach it. So, you need to start using social media on purpose, not just to watch. So if you're in my age group, if you're a baby boomer, if you're the silent generation, if you're just watching, we call you stalkers, or maybe we'll say you're a researcher because you're not commenting, you're not posting. So I need you to take your traditional marketing and think outside the box. So every month, and I said a newsletter, and I really do think you should do a newsletter, but let's say you're like, Carrie, that's too much. Okay, fine. Come up with a flyer, throw your business card in, put in a report from InfoSparks, or it's also called Market Stats and other marketplaces. Put all of that in. You want me to teach class? Okay. But put enough information in the doorknob bag so people reach you. And the other thing I want you to do is I want you to redirect people to your social media. But don't just say, follow me. In your marketing, say. So if you're on here and you're not a real estate agent and you have another business, you need people to come back to your social media to learn something. And some of you watch Gary Vaynerchuk. I learned about Gary Vaynerchuk reading one of his books that was required reading in my master's degree program. I was like, who is this dude? He talks about giving away free content. Now, we're not where he is, but he had to start somewhere too. And he actually has his original video on YouTube, and it was awful. So you have to start somewhere. So, thanks for the hearts. So if you are, if I say create a flyer, and your flyer might be, let's go with first-time home buyers. And I almost cringe when I want you to target buyers, people that are renting in our MLS, and target them to be buyers, because inventory is low. But I'll give you two strategies with that. So you're going to create a flyer. And I don't care if you market to an apartment complex or to everyone that rented out something that needs to make a decision to move in the next 90 days. You don't care if they rent something else or buy a property. Right now you need a paycheck. So you can convert them into a new rental and get paid, or you can upgrade them to buy. So you might create a marketing piece that says, start building wealth. Invest in your future, not your landlord's vacation. Join me on Facebook to learn how. Put the link to your Facebook or Instagram account, and then tell them when you will go live. People will watch. So I did that on my Facebook. I have a first-time homebuyers group on Facebook. It's not for real estate agents. You guys can all try to join. I just say, sorry, join me somewhere else. I created my own Facebook first-time homebuyer group years ago. And about 3 months ago, when we were asked to stay home, I removed everyone from the group. Everyone, because I had real estate agents in there. And then I only let people in that didn't have a real estate license. Now, there might be some people that snuck in, but that's okay. Because the moment you post and try to grab my clients, then you're getting kicked out anyway. So I had a home buyer seminar. I invited a loan officer, and we went live. I know of another agent that did the same thing, and they went live, and they had at least maybe 50 people in their live just from doing this. And they posted it on social media. So here's the strategy both ways. You create a flyer. If you want to get a list of apartments, you need to go to you can go to your local library if it's open, or you can purchase the addresses for people that are renting out of apartment complexes in what is called the Cole directory. I think it's COLE directory. We used to have that in our office when I started in 2001. The Cole directory, I believe you can access at no cost at the local library, or you have to pay for it. But then you actually get addresses for apartment complexes. So you'll get the 123 Main Street, Unit 1, or whatever it is. Because in our MLS we use Remind for our tax system and to export leads, you get the building address and the owner of the building, but you don't get every property address and the unit. But you can get it from the Cole directory. And I'm sure you can get it from other directories. Just know that's the directory that I used to use. It used to be on a CD. You guys know what those are? We used to put it in the computer, and I would extract that information. And I used to violate license law, and I didn't know it. So coming clean, 2001, 2, 3, and 4, I didn't know that I couldn't walk into an apartment complex and put my flyer that said, "Warning, renting is hazardous to your wealth," on the laundry room bulletin board, because I didn't live there. I didn't know. So don't do that. You can't sneak in. But you can mail to these apartment complexes. The other thing I used to do, and I'm so telling you traditional right now, because some of you need to just get up, get dressed, and get outside. Because if you are always in the office, if you are always at home, you are not generating business. And if you have little kids, strap them up. You know, everybody gets dressed in the morning. We're all going to work. Little real estate agents, get up, get dressed, get your kids dressed, lotion them up, put on a cute outfit, and put them in the car and go to the laundromat and I used to put flyers in the laundromat. And I sold properties from the I worked with buyers from the laundromat. Everything works. But remember, you're going to take the traditional and you're going to bring in the social media on your pages, and you're going to go live. You're going to tell people you're going to be live. I'm telling you, this stuff works. And when I say this stuff works, I said I do coaching every Monday and Wednesday, but I alternate weeks. So 1 o'clock this Monday, and then next week, or the following week, it'll be 7:15. So this past Wednesday, 7:15, we had a coaching call. The previous week, one of my agents said he's new. He started marketing to his subdivision. He created a newsletter, and we use something, all of our agents get Breakthrough Broker, and the newsletter is already created. I built my own in Canva, but in Breakthrough Broker, it is already created. If you want Breakthrough Broker and you're not an agent in my office, send me an email. My email's in my bio, and just say, "Hey, Carrie, how do I get Breakthrough Broker?" And I'll connect you with the company that will give it to you. See, there's the grandbaby. I think Marvin's gone, though. There's the grandbaby. Say hi, Tal. Say what's up.
You're a little messy.
Oh, you need to wipe his face. You can't bring him to work, messy face.
This is how we get up. I got dressed, and he's dressed, and this is how you're going to be for the rest of the day.
And he needs a bath now.
You can give him one.
Don't tell his parents.
Why?
Okay, I digress. And bringing the grandbaby in kind of works every once in a while.
Okay.
All right.
Say bye.
Bye. He's like intrigued with all my cameras. All right, can you shut my door, please? Thank you. All right, so yeah, grandbaby here. He's here because daycare. We're not sure we want to do daycare yet either. So where was I? Oh, mailing. So he actually mailed to his subdivision a newsletter that he created, and someone walked up to him and said, "Hey, are you?" And he was like, "Yes, I want to invest in real estate." So all of this stuff really does work. I mean, it really works. So let's go back to the buyer thing. So you really do need listings right now. But if you target buyers so in our MLS, we can go extract everyone that rented out something. And I think in our MLS, here, I should try to get in. We have so many potential buyers. So when real estate agents are like, well, Carrie, I just don't know what to do. I'm like, you got to show up. And I've had agents say, well, Carrie, I'm afraid. What if they figure out I don't know enough? You're not going to know enough overnight. You got to just start. So even right now, I'll tell you how many properties there are for buyers as of today. And today is, what's the date? June. Is it so the 23rd was Tuesday, 4th, 5th, 26th or 7th? What? Tell me the date. So let me tell you how many buyers there are right now in my it's the 26th. So right now in Northern Illinois, and I'll define Northern Illinois as more Illinois, so we're like way down by Champaign. So right now, if I were to put in June, July, August, September of last year, today's date, and then I'll put in today's date. So September of last year, in our entire MLS, there are 28,477 potential buyers in our database. Let me say it again. 28,477 potential buyers. And in this list, there are, if I put in 1,500 or more, at a price point of 1,500 or more, we went down to 18,000. So I know if you can afford $1,500 a month, you could probably afford a mortgage. So I would take this list, and this is where you need strategy. So you're going to mail to, and I'm not mailing to this many people. Here, let me pick an area. I'm going to pick Naperville because Naperville is huge. So right now in Naperville, over $1,500 a month. Here, let's make it relevant. I'll just put in $1,500 to $3,000 a month. There are 372 people that are renting out a property. That some of them need to make a decision in 30 days to move. Some of them won't make a decision until next year in April, but we don't care because we're going to start mailing to this list every single month, and we're just going to roll up a month. And if you've never taken that class, you need to take that class. And then eventually someone's going to call you to buy a house. But what if someone calls you right now and you don't have a house? Because inventory is low. This is where you're going to take traditional marketing, and you're going to send a direct mail piece to every property in an area where it's affordable for whatever price point they're in their affordability range. And then you're going to say, I have a buyer for this community. If you're thinking of selling, my buyer might want to buy your house because your buyer might not want it when they see it. Because right now we got baby toys everywhere. So does that kind of make sense? So traditional marketing, we said, is television ads, although I'm not paying for a television ad. We have direct mail. We have every door direct. We have doorknob bags. You can cold call if you want. I'm not cold calling. I'm not, but it does still work. And then you're going to take your social media and integrate it, and you're going to actually make an event so people can watch it. And I have one agent that I think she was going live every Wednesday. And she was like, Carrie, my phone keeps ringing. That is called inbound marketing. So you're doing something somewhere, you're creating content somewhere else. So direct mail. You're telling people to come watch you on social media. Alexis, I'll answer you in a second. So I'm on Facebook too. So you're going to make an event, and you're going to tell people when you're going to go live. Like I tell everyone, I'm going to go live on Instagram every Friday at 9 a.m. I go live every Monday, but I haven't picked the time, so I just pick it. I just go live. Usually now it's been in the evening for Market Update Monday. And then what I do is I save that to IGTV. So here's a tip. If you know you're not consistent, you can go live, and then what you can do. So the reason why I'm live in 2 places, I'm actually live in 3 places. The reason why I'm live on Facebook is because I can take that content and upload it to YouTube so people can watch it later. So when you're live on Instagram, when I'm done with this video, I save it and then I send it over to IGTV so you can watch it later. So think about how you can do this as a real estate agent. So what can you do? Just take a moment, because as soon as I'm done, I'm going to upload just a content calendar. You're going to come up with 12 things you're going to talk about over the next 12 months. Then the other page will give you, you're going to break down that month into 4 segments. So let's say June was going to be, you were going to talk about how to update your home for the new spring market, because the new spring market to me is going to be July. I think people are going to start listing their houses in July and August because of the stay-at-home order. So you might want to come up, and because of that, I've changed my marketing, because typically I start talking about listing your home in September for the next year. And all of you, by the way, should start you should be focusing on your 2021 marketing campaigns in September, because people don't pick you the day before they're ready to list. They already have in mind who they want. So this is why I need all of you to start using direct mail with social media this month. In June, this weekend, you're going to come up with something and you're going to get it in the mail. You might want to go to uline.com and get a doorknob bag if you don't want to mail. And of course, you can go to Amazon, because Amazon is buying them from Uline. Although you might be able to get like 100, a whole lot cheaper than, and if you have Prime, they don't charge you for shipping. Something like that. Okay, so I had a question, and I'm not sharing my screen, but I'm going to walk you through the steps. Now, this is probably true for most MLSs. Now, all of our MLSs look different. I really like my MLS, and I feel sorry for you if you don't have our MLS. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your MLS, and you're going to look for the residential rental, and you're going to add a category or a filter called rented. Rented date. Then you're going to put in a rented date of, so if today's June 26th, anyone that rented out a property today, anyone that rented out something today, last year, gave notice 2 months ago. So April 26th. Anyone that rented out a property August 26th is giving notice by today. And it actually was probably, so 60 days is not, they probably gave notice 2 days ago. So if that's the case, I want to look for people that rented out a property in September of 2019. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your multiple listing service. If you're in Illinois, catch me in Business Builder. You're going to pull, if you're in Illinois, I actually created a video on Smart Girl Media LIVE under units where I show you how to do this. So Alexis, I show you how to do this here in Smart Girl Media Live. If you join that group, or in Real Estate Live with Marky and I. So then what you're going to do is you're going to pick the areas you want. Then, and by the way, I tell everybody this, it's not a dig on Naperville, but there are more agents in Naperville than like West Virginia, like Realtor members. So I'm not saying you shouldn't work in an area like Naperville, but if you are going to target Naperville, you might want to pick a few other areas. Although Naperville is there's a lot of property. So I'm going to put in, let me pick another area. I'm going to put in, I'll put in Lincoln Park. Nope, I'm not doing Lincoln Park. I'm going to do Orland Park. So in Orland Park right now, between September of last year, 2019, through today, 2020, there are 57 potential buyers that have rented something between $1,500 and $3,000. If I get rid of the 3,000, there are 59. And so because Orland Park is not the size of Naperville, this is where you start adding cities. So I'm going to add Tinley Park. And so now I have 129 matches. Then I'll add Frankfurt. And now I have 168 potential buyers. Now, I usually ask this question. Feel free to type it in the feed. How many clients do you need today? Somebody tell me, so you can get a paycheck. How many? How many out of that 168 would you be satisfied with? Hey, Melanie. None of you need a client? You guys are just watching me? Yes, Alexa. Yes. I would pick another city on top of those because those are really big. Nobody needs a buyer? Thank you. Sly Expo. You just need one out of this 168. And then next month, so if you're taking notes, right, Kim? Yeah, Taisha, that's my girl. I would actually say you need more than one, but that's okay. If you only get one, you keep marketing to these areas. So if you were taking notes, if you wrote down September 26, 2019 through June 26, 2020, next month, you're going to start with a new date. And the new date will be October 26, 2019 through July. So every month you move up a month. Or it's actually a rolling calendar. So if you do this, remember I said inventory is low. So once you start getting buyers, had you already been mailing, as soon as you get a buyer, you can do a mailer that says, I have a buyer that wants to live in your community. What do we now know? We know that that person wants to sell their house. And you also know that they're willing to sell it to your buyer before it goes on the market. Man, what a sweet deal. I was going to talk to you about agency today, but I think a lot of you need a paycheck. Yeah, I'd be right, Alexis. You just need one buyer. And some of us, we watch folks on social media. And there are a lot of agents I watch on Instagram. I am not where they are in numbers. However, I know what I know, and I've been on Facebook for so long, that's where my network is. So if you're someone that is more likely to generate a lead on Facebook, you need to really keep working on Facebook. But if you're not using Instagram the way you could, you need to start using Instagram on purpose. So earlier I said a lot of us are putting way too much content on Instagram. And I don't mean post. I mean, sometimes when we create an infographic, it's so much that people aren't reading it. So here's proof. I want everyone to, now you can go pay for a photo shoot, and some of us probably should. Like, I need my hair done, I need some makeup. Go do a photo shoot, and then post those with a story. Tell us something about who you are, and see if you get more engagement. If you're like, Carrie, I can't afford a photo shoot, go get dressed up. You can go put on a cute t-shirt with a blazer and some jeans or some shorts, and then go outside and take photos. Get your kids to take your photos. They'll probably do it better than you. And post those photos and tell us who you are. People like to know who you are. They don't just care about the selfie. If you don't have someone that can take the photo, get a tripod. This is sitting on a tripod. And set a timer and take a few photos and pick one. And then go tell us who you are. The other thing is, if you are going to post a lot of content, I need some of you to think about consistency. If you were to Google, how do I create an infographic? If you have 10 different fonts, we're not reading it. So go to Canva and pick a pre-created layout. I picked a pre-created layout for my Coffee with Carrie today. And then I had another realtor say, Carrie, how did you do that? And I said, go look on Snapchat. And I actually showed her how I did it on Snapchat. It was a pre-created graphic. I just dropped my photo in. So I need some of you to take inventory on your accounts. If you're not getting, now hearts are okay. And Instagram keeps threatening that they're going to get rid of the heart, the like. So if you're not getting engagement, we get more engagement when we post that we're working out. When I post about my husband, when I post the funny things my husband does, when I actually put him in the video, I get more engagement. So per Markey, I'm supposed to pimp my husband. And that actually gets us leads. People start calling him to buy houses when he's on my Facebook page. His first listing was because I went live with him and someone sent him a DM and he wasn't quite competent yet with real estate. But he had me, so that's okay. And I don't mean that as a dig. I mean, new real estate agents aren't competent yet. We get them there. Right. Kenya, yeah. He gets a chuckle out of it, but that's okay because it was an $800,000 listing. Right? I was like, really? Someone called you? $800,000? Okay, so do you have any questions? Is there something you want me to teach? I already know right now Alexis wants me to go teach Business Builder in Smart Girl Media Live, and I think Kenya wants me to teach Info Sparks. So watch for some dates. I'll throw it in there. I won't give you the full version. I'll give you like a crash course, like maybe a 20-minute session, so at least you have some of the data. So what do you guys want me to teach? And I'll go teach it in Smart Girl Media Live so I can share my screen. So you tell me. If you are listening to the podcast later, send me an email or DM on Instagram or comment, and I'll teach that class for you. And I am almost finished. And of course, Marky's calling me. My phone must work now. So I am almost finished with my Facebook course. I just have to add one more course, and it will be live on my smartgirluniversity.com platform. Breakthrough Broker. Now, I can show you that. I don't really teach it, but I think I can fumble through that one enough. But Valerie, do you have Breakthrough Broker? So let me know if you have Breakthrough Broker. Actually, maybe I'll have Marlo teach that live. So maybe that's what we'll do. I can teach Canva. So that's what we'll do. That is exactly what I'm going to do. So for those of you that are listening to me on my podcast, thanks for joining. I had to end that so I can answer questions. Okay. Breakthrough Broker. Yes. Why wouldn't we use it? I mean, they give you all of your content. Now, for those of you that use Breakthrough Broker and you post those graphics on Instagram, you should go back to your feeds. They're cut off. So I typically don't use their infographics. I would post those on Facebook because I don't like that they get cut off. But what I would do is the infographics on Breakthrough Broker, I would upload those to my story because I can kind of pinch and shrink them. So I can shrink those. Thank you, Rose. Canva. Are you good at Canva? Maybe I'll interview you, Sly, and we'll go live together. Carrie, where are you getting content? Planner again. I'm going to post that in my feed. I'm not going to give you the content. I'm going to give you a blank calendar. And then you're going to brainstorm and come up with ideas. So you're going to come up with the ideas of what you're going to talk about every month. And then on the second page, you're going to break down those ideas into 4 weeks. So again, for example, you might create, so July might be the new spring. So you need to sell your house, but you waited. Then every single week you can create content or give tips on how to sell your home in the new spring. Number one, and I might do this. So let's say I'll make it up for you. So let's say you're going to talk about how to sell your house fast in the new spring market. And just say the new spring. That's our topic for July. Then the first week, you're going to say how to 5 tips to selling your house fast. And you can make it up. What would make a house sell fast? And then most people say things like declutter. They say curb appeal. I mean, that's boring. Make it good. Number 1, clean up the dog crap in the backyard and convince the neighbors to do it too. Number 2, don't say declutter. Say things like this. Clean out the refrigerator and wipe the bottom of the refrigerator to get rid of the cat hair because people do think you're gross. Like, what could you do to get people to actually read your content? Right. So, Kenya, if you already have the think outside the box. And maybe you're going to do Small Business July. We have a lot of small business that were impacted because of COVID-19. And you might want to go showcase 4 small businesses every week. And you might go to the business and do a quick video. You might go to the business and take a photo. You might actually go eat at the restaurant and take a selfie and talk about or do a video and talk about how you are supporting the business. I bet you could do a 60-second video on how you're supporting the business and then post it in your Instagram feed. You will get more views with video. And yes, I say every month I'm going to do video once a week on my Instagram channel. Now I go live, but I have not posted video. And that's because as soon as I'm done with this life kicks in. I have a coaching call with an agent. I have an 11 a.m. meeting. My twin sister is defending her dissertation, so by the end of the day, she'll be Dr. Mina. I might need to go back to school. So price it right. But when you say price it right, because that's what we always think about how you can say that differently than price it right. Because if that's the case, I can put a sign in the yard and price it right. At least that's what I think. So when we say price it right, you can say, ask me how the best prices for the area. Or ask me which house is sold the fastest and why. I mean, think outside the box with that. Think outside the box. And you know, depending on your marketplace, I grew up in an area where you could drive down the alley and you would see a car on milk crates. I'm not saying my neighborhood was bad. You would see that every once in a while. So if your neighbor has a car that they've been repairing because it was their fixer-upper car, what can you do to convince the neighbors to help you sell your house? That could be part of the topics. How to convince your neighbors to help you sell your house. So think outside the box. All right, everyone. All right, so Canva, you downloaded Canva when I taught it. But Alexa, did you just download Canva or did you also go to canva.com? I use Canva, now maybe it's my age. I use canva.com and then I download the images from the app because the Canva app does not give me the full functionality as the website version. So the website version. So this is what I hear all of you asking me for. I'll tell you. So I hear everyone, we want to do a class on data, which is InfoSparks or Market View, depending on your marketplace. Some of you want me to show you how to find buyers. Some of you, I think you want me to show you how to find sellers. And then you want me to go over Canva. Oh, and I saw Breakthrough Broker. So that website that I mentioned from the National Association of Realtors is houselogic.com/members. And you will need that thing called an NRDS number, your NERDS number. And once you find that website and you put in your NERDS number, then they give you all this free content. You can get free content for your e-newsletters. You can get free content for an actual newsletter. You get free content for social media, all of it. And it's given to you by the National Association of Realtors. So why aren't we using it? Yes, so take advantage of that. All right, so thanks for watching. You can come back to my IGTV channel and watch the replay. If you're on Smart Girl Media Live, the replay is here as well. So keep watching, and I'll post. Maybe over the next 4 weeks, we'll do one a week. So we'll do one a week. So thanks for joining me. Come see me next week, next Friday, 9 a.m. If there's something you want me to talk about next Friday, send me a direct message. So send a DM. You can post it in the feed on Facebook or just send a DM and I'll teach it. If there's something you want to know, even all the way down to agency, I'll teach it. So have a great weekend.